Hi guys, I just wanted to say welcome to Missy's Imaginings and thank you for watching and subscribing to the channel. I was so thrilled when I was checking in with the channel just to see how things were going and saw that we have reached 3,000 subscribers. And it's all because you guys coming along just to have some fun and just moving on with your creativity and finding some inspiration to just have some fun sewing and making patterns. So I thought to celebrate, we would go ahead and do something a little more fancy. So I am drawing out a tuxedo pattern for the rainbow high / shadow high fellas. I just thought, we've gotten to a milestone, so let's do something a little bit more fancy, and then I'll try to come up with something that I'd like to do for a gown for the ladies. And so this pattern that I'm drawing out will have a shirt, like a button-up shirt, and a pair of pants, and a cummerbund with 2 pleats in it, and then a tailed coat, and a bow tie. So that's the pieces that the set will contain. I am curious when I put this together how the fitting for these dolls would compare to the fitting for some of the other 1/6 scale dolls. For example, I have my BTS fellas, and since it's a fancy tuxedo pattern, I'm curious to see if it would be compatible with them. So I'll put one together, and then we'll have to, film while we're sewing it, and then try it on, see how it works for other dolls and how the fit compares with those other dolls. But in the meantime, I will get this one finished up and it will be on the website for you, so you can go ahead and use the link in the description below to go to my blog / website, and then you can just click on the little PDF link that's posted in the blog post for the date. Today is March 12th, 2023. So we'll go ahead and get it ready and post it on there today. And then, you just open it and you can print it or save it to your computer, whatever works the best for you. The one thing I did put a note on one of the pant leg pattern pieces. It'll show up when I get to where I'm writing on the pieces, that because this is a tuxedo, you want to put a strip of satin. I am going to be using just a satin ribbon because then my edges are already finished and I don't have to worry about turning fabric to hide raw edges if I just use ribbon. But a tuxedo pant would have the satin down the side of the legs, just a strip. So then also on the jacket, you want to make sure that you do the front facing of the jacket piece in a satin, so that when you turn those lapels out, they will be a satin fabric rather than the fabric of the jacket. Of course, you don't have to do that, but traditionally that's how a tuxedo is sewn differently than a normal suit pattern jacket. So just a couple little helpful hints there if you're going to put this together. And then the bow tie would, you need to cut 2 and just sew them so that you can turn it and then finish off, the little edge wherever you turn that, so that it can actually be a tied bow tie. And so those are the pieces that are in this pattern. As you'll see, I like to do my outside line with a wider Sharpie, and then I use the fine tip Sharpie for just the sewing lines and any of the guidelines that I want to keep track of. And so I put them in there with the little notations on which edges to serge rather than hem, because that leaves a finished edge, but it doesn't have as much bulk as trying to turn and hem those pieces. And I haven't sewn anything this small in quite a while. So once we start sewing, I know it's going to be a challenge for me to get pieces that small again. I'm used to those SD larger ball jointed doll patterns, and I haven't done any little guys for a long time, so this will be a fun challenge. But since I have a couple of the rainbow high dolls now, I really like them, but like their clothing, though it's really, really cool, I really like all the pieces. It is like sportswear, casual wear. It's not real dressy as far as what I've seen and what I have. So I thought, well, they need something, that's more fancy. So that's what we'll start with. The cummerbund will have lines just to show where to press in the pleats so that it will be a pleated cummerbund. And if you want, you can get it all pleated and iron it or press it, and then you can cut two of the cummerbund facings if you like, and sew the inside layer of the pleat to the first layer of the facing, and that will help hold those pleats in place. And then use the second facing just as a way to finish off the edges, and then use a couple snaps to wrap it around, because it's just like a fancy wide satin belt with some pleats in it. But if you don't want to have any pleats that are loose and can come unfolded, you can sew the inner pleat down before you put that second finishing facing on the back. So I have the lines on there on where to actually press and make those pleats so that the facings will fit the size once the pleats are in. So yeah, and then a white shirt. This one was a little bit more simple in that I did not add pleats to the front of the shirt. There is also an optional front pocket for the shirt. I thought it'd be fun because you might need to sew a long sleeve shirt for another project. I just wanted to check in and get this pattern ready for you and say thank you. I'm still blown away. It's so awesome that we've reached this many subscribers. I just think it's really exciting. So I'm excited for what's coming in the future, and for more people to join the fun with us as we design things and have fun sewing. And I hope that the channel is helpful for you. Again, thanks for coming along. You guys are the best, and we'll just keep going and have more fun. Happy sewing!